Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, traders who are stressed out of their minds across the globe. You must be stressed out by now, huh, kids? This has been sick. Welcome to the 2072nd edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar Carboni. Traders, I've been promising you in every video, just stand behind me and everything will be fine. Me and the Omni's got you because, in plain English, when the shit hits the fan, there is nothing like Omni. Have I lied, OmniX? I mean, come on. We either got great fills and great trades or great calls that didn't get filled, but nothing really bad. In fact, knock on wood, but I think we've had 3 bad trades, literally, since this down move started. That has been it so far, and only one of them in the S&P. We have done really well. One was in crude, one was in gold. We've done really well so far. So let's continue on, head down, nose to the grindstone, and on to the next trade. Traders, this is video number 2072. As I told you, this is being filmed on a Thursday night for trading Friday the 13th. Woo! You know what Friday the 13th means, right? Absolutely nothing. Who cares? Anyway, it is Friday the 13th. It was a good movie. It doesn't mean anything else, kids, so let it scare you. I'm filming it on Thursday for Trading Friday. We'll see where this goes. I got a lot of things to talk about, but risk, as you know, is really, really high these days. I told you a little story in the last video last night about what happened to me. It can happen to anyone. I'm 38 years deep. I can get caught up in a crossfire, right? It can happen to anybody. So know the risks behind this game. You can lose way more than you had planned. Don't sell options short. Don't listen to anyone who tells you to do that. Never trade without a stop. Know that this is not suitable for everybody, all right? You got to be a cowboy to play these games. These markets are swinging like crazy. But for you cowboys and girls out there, let's go. I've been trading like an animal. This is our time. You can't ask for better volatility than this. You can be wrong and then be right again and get all the money back plus more. You can be right and then be wrong and then be wrong and then be right all in the same day, and it works out. So the volatility has been sick, so come enjoy it. I've been giving you free 2-week platinum memberships for I don't know how long, traders. It is way too busy. My work is way too good to be giving it out for free during this volatility. So I am telling you right now, my 2-week subscription, the platinum subscription, you've got until midnight Monday to sign up for free. After that, everybody who joins pays. No more free trials. There's a lot of you here. I am guiding everybody really well through these crazy markets like I promised you I would. But you can't bang away with these free trials anymore right now. Not while it's this crazy. You got $200. Come join me, whatever the heck the number is. It's $6 a day, whatever. Come join me. You've got until midnight Monday to get the free trial. After that, you can still take my recommendations, but they will not be on a trial basis. All right, let's move forward. So, the stock market. More downside to come technically as far as I can see. We will be selling the rallies once again, even the S&P, NASDAQ, Russell, crude oil. If we can get in, we will sell the rallies. We make profit and get out. We sell another rally. We make profit and get out. And at a certain point, we sidestep it and we're done. That's how we've traded this every day, and it's been working. Crude has new lower targets. Lower targets in crude. And be sure to trail your stop. So I'm going to give you some crude targets. I'm going to show you some charts that there is absolutely more downside coming in the stock market, even if it goes up a little. We should have more downside coming, but there is this, traders. My 38 years experience tells me the sheer speed and trajectory of this down move that we've seen will result in a massive spike back up in the other direction when this comes to an end. I'm not saying that starts tomorrow, but just start to be prepared. Be trailing your stops. If you're short this thing and you've been trailing stops, start trailing them sooner and faster, because I'm telling you now, the easy money is going away. We had the easy money. Now it's going to get tricky. So I'm not saying that tomorrow we're going to rally out, but when this does finally hit rock bottom, it's going to go up so fast. If you didn't get in, you'll miss the whole entire recovery because of how quickly it just spiked down. In my life, anytime I've ever seen that, the spike back up is as vicious. Now, I'm not saying that's starting yet. Maybe we're at a spot where they can try it. I don't think it's ready to happen until the street deems risk back on attitude. I don't see them doing that yet, especially on a Friday with this corona stuff going on. And I told you in the beginning of this week, Sunday night, in fact, that we were going to start to see shutdowns all over this country. The charts, did they not lie? The charts always tell the truth. No one told me that. I don't have any special, I don't know anyone in the CIA or the FBI. I don't know anybody in Washington, D.C. I didn't have knowledge. I read that from the charts, and it's happening. And if people aren't going to work and people aren't driving and doing stuff, and we're not going out and buying stuff and going to concerts and you name it, these markets are going to have lower to go. You keep that in mind. But when it's over, watch out for that spike. So trail your stops. Now, I've had lots and lots of traders around me over the years, and one of the reasons why I told you when it's this busy, my work's so good, I can't just give it out. Let me read you a note. Chuck, thank you so much. I've got a wonderful Omniac. He's been out to Omni Camp many years ago. He's been in my trading room for many years. He's always hung around me, and he writes me this wonderful letter, but let me just break out my binoculars for a moment there. Let me put my telescope on, see if I can see these words. There we go. You ready now? Let's go. So, the beginning of the letter, very personal. It's about his family, and we'll leave that out, Chuck. But, Oscar, I wanted to thank you for what you have done for me during the past many years, and an extension for my family, and especially my mom. Chuck, thank you so much. Without what I learned from you, I wouldn't have been able to contribute my share of her living expense so she could live out her years in a home of her choosing. You are very generous with your hard-learned knowledge, and words don't justify my appreciation. Hope your wonderful family is continuing to do well. Thanks again and stay healthy. Chuck CF. Chuck, love you, baby. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate that, binoculars going. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Listen, that's no joke. I help people all over the world. The free trial is going to be over 11:59 p.m. on Monday, so hurry up. Contact me at livewithoscar.com. Call me 702-629-4755, or simply get to livewithoscar.com, log into Omni Chat, no credit cards, no nonsense required, and ask me for the free trial. Traders, with no further ado, let's go look at some charts. Traders, transportation average weekly bar. Now, I've been showing you that this has been the leader since this started. Omni seemed to have honed right in and nailed what should come next very smartly all this last 10 days. Markets come down dramatically. You're looking at a weekly bar, right? So 1, 2, 3 weeks of this already. Each red bar is one full week. Now, let me teach you a little analysis, technical analysis 101. When you've got a chart, it runs up, it runs down, it runs up, it runs down. That's all fine play. What's not supposed to happen is you're not supposed to ever dip lower than the previous big dip below. When you do that, Wall Street starts screaming bear market. Last dip we had was pretty serious. This one is well below. The leader is well below that. So you've got people on the street screaming bear market. I think it's a bear segment to a much grander bull market. But for now, short term, yes, we're in a bear segment, in a bear leg, and being below the previous low to your left is not good. So that's the leader. The stock market, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, just now getting through. Just getting there. So the leader, straight through by miles. The Dow Jones, following that leader, is just down below it at this point. Next on the block, E-mini S&P. The futures aren't quite there yet. You have to reach here to get it, but look at the distance. Not all that far, right? See that distance? So E-mini S&P, almost there already, following the leaders. Look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ's on its way. Much further away. It didn't even get through the 200 yet. That's got to be NASDAQ's fate, right? It's got to be. NASDAQ's fate has to be through here and at least test this and through there because all the other ones are doing it. So it's probably what the NASDAQ will do. One day at a time, of course. We are selling the rallies for trading on Friday. And then there's possibly some light at the end of the tunnel. I looked at my really, really long-term trend lines. These are so far back, they go before 2008, if I remember right. They're that long. And we're right there testing one of them now on the weekly bar in your E-mini S&P. So if the street was going to pop its head out the door and start screaming risk back on, this could be a spot. You know what I'm saying? Not calling for that because all the other charts say that is not going to happen on Friday. But if there was a spot to try it, this could be it. This is an extremely long-term trend line right there. And that's the 200-bar moving average. That is the only chart you can find in any stock, commodity, or anything that I like to trade that's even considerably pointing towards support right now. Everything else is pointing towards lower. So I just wanted to show you that. It's an outlier, if you will, compared to the other charts. Then there's crude. Traders, I have been using this exact same crude chart since I was on television years ago on the Melissa Francis show, when I used this chart and I illustrated this on television, and I put this cylinder up there and I said crude is at 103 and it will drop to $45 a barrel. And there it went, boom, target 45. It hit, it went actually a little lower, but it got right to my target. Next target I called, we were at 72 and I called for 40. Boom, it went right down there. I think it hit 40 and a half. Recently you've seen me call, we were trading at 42 and I called for 34. It literally happened right in a 2-day period, 3-day period. I called it up here. We had 1, 2, the third day, we already reached that target. Now, I'm not saying crude goes straight down because nothing does, but you've got targets in crude of 26.40, and if that cracks, you got 23.05. Your next two Omni targets in crude are right here. So, I'm not saying it has to go straight down, but if we start to go down, those are your new targets. This chart has done me some real justice since I've been using it. Maybe it will be correct once again. Traders, thank you for watching the chart segment. Let's finish this video. I'll see you in a moment. Traders, you've seen the charts. Not me, baby. It's just what the charts are showing us. So, more downside technically. I mean, it kind of looks like that's the only thing that could happen. There was that one S&P chart that said if they want to come back in and do risk on, maybe that's the spot, but I'm not so sure that's happening yet. You got the targets in crude. And listen, when I talked about trailing your stops, we are going to get a massive recovery rally. Even if it's a brief recovery rally, it's going to come. So you're starting to get used to this downside stuff, but the upside will happen. Trail your stops, okay? Lastly, don't forget, you can still get my 2-week free trial today, which is Friday I'm doing this video for, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday till midnight. And then that's it. The rest of you cats are going to have to pay to hang out with me, man, because I'll tell you, I'm helping a lot of people out there, and I will help you. But when it's like this, come on now. I mean, you got to pay a guy for what he's worth, right? I don't charge you guys a lot, but you got to come in and do the right thing. All right. The chat room is free, no credit cards or any of that nonsense, and that's at livewithoscar.com. All right, so I think I'm out of topics, right? Is that it? Can you think of anything else I'm supposed to cover in this video? All right, so, well, you know what? One last thing. Watch your asset classes. I mentioned this in my chat room yesterday. We had a great trader in our chat room. He was talking about getting long metals. And I said, listen, metals, energies, grains, you name it, asset classes will be sold on Thursday and Friday because anyone with really big stock portfolios and holding those other asset classes, they sell all of that to continue to hold their stock margins, and or they sell all that stuff to go in and buy some stocks at this cheaper price and get a cost price average done. So be careful. Watch those other products out there while these markets are still going down. Margins have to be covered. They sell everything else to cover stock margins. All right, traders, that's it. I'm out of here. Remember, join me in my free live trading room. Do not trade alone. Don't try this alone, kids. I am here to help you. Make sure you come get the help. And keep your emotions out of this. Do not make seat-of-the-pants decisions. Do not trade without stops. And put those stops in first before you trade. Traders, say this to yourselves during the day, during the night, while you're brushing your teeth, while you're in the bathroom showering. Just keep saying it to yourselves and don't move your orders unless you're trailing stops to lock in profits. And you know what that is. Out of breath. Stops are in. are out. Traders, be careful out there. Chuck, thank you so much for that wonderful letter, and I hope your family and you have a great year. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided.